Okay, go.
Jai Jinendra, Pranam everybody. We are here to celebrate our Diwali function for 2020. With a different 2020 year, we are celebrating virtually, a little differently. But I hope our attempt is going to be to bring us at least mentally together, if not physically. And so, first of all, Jai Jinendra and Pranam. What we're going to do today is on the agenda side, we will do the EC overview, EC finance, EC facilities, study class, joy, BOT, general body, and then we'll have live Aarti and Mangal Divo from temple. So when we go through the sections, we are also keeping our chat forum open in YouTube. So if there are any questions or comments, please don't hesitate to post. Please post them there. We may not be picking up the questions and answering them right away during the sections, but what we plan to do is pick them up during the general body. So please don't mind if we don't answer your question right away, but we'll make every attempt to do so towards general body. So our plan is to start now, which we have, but end by 12:30, and that's the timing we otherwise would have also kept in the temple if we were there in person. So with that, I want to quickly introduce the EC committee, and most of you are familiar with us, but I want to put faces against the name, no other reason. And you can call us anytime with any questions you may have or any comments that you would want to share. So with that, I'm the president, and Sunita Jain is the vice president, Amit Jain, finance, Path Shah, facilities, and Naveen Jain, secretary, Abhishek Jain, publications, and Geeta Ben Shah for the food committee. Then subcommittees. So 2020 has been a very different year, right? You have not seen some of the committees, or you may have seen some of the committees, but the point here is, I'm not going to take any name or any subcommittee, but please recognize there have been committees behind the scenes working even when our temple doors were temporarily closed. So the committees who have been working regularly, some less frequent, but all in all, my anumodana and my sincere thanks goes to all the committee members and the all the committees as well for the contribution and commitments that they have and the dedication that they show towards the temple. So both anumodana. And with that, I'll leave the slide up for a few more seconds if you want to take a note. If you have any questions, you can always reach out to any of the committee members, subcommittee members. If not, reach out to anyone in the EC, and we will take your question up or forward it to the subcommittee members as needed. So thank you again, subcommittee members. 2020 overview. We did most of the things that we would have otherwise done in a normal year. There were a few things we did not do in the temple, and for example, monthly pujas, right? We did not do those for obvious reasons, but then the major events, even though we were virtual most of the time, we also tried to give you some live feedback or streaming from the temple. So let's start with the various things that we did this year, some of them a little differently. For example, the daily evening prayer. We started those, I think, the day after the COVID-19 declaration happened, or guidelines and regulations came in. We started the daily evening prayer, and we did that for the straight 125 plus days. So Anumodana to all the performers, Anumodana to Praful Uncle, Anumodana to Parth, who has been in temple twice a week at least to make sure the live darshan was working. And there are so many people behind the scenes I can start naming, but then they know what they have done, and they know. I hope then they see the recognition that we have for them. So in summary, we did the live Aarti Mangal Devo from the temple every day. 75 plus families on average joined on a single day. So 125 days plus, and your commitment showed up. So thank you all. And then 45 kids overall performed in the evening prayers. So kids, that gives us tremendous pleasure and satisfaction the way you have been performing, and you're growing. So happy and blessed to be part of this committee and the society. And we also had participations from several states, right? And then the next event was the anniversary program. So we did not get together physically, but we had live streamings from inside the temple, outside the temple, for the Dhwaja ceremony and the rituals in the temple. Now, we also had Paras Bhai Shah for the lecture, and we also had Naren Bhai Nandu and team live from India. So there are videos online at YouTube channel if you want to see it again. But I thoroughly enjoyed and I'm very satisfied with the overall show there. Next event was the Paryushan Parv. So we did the Paryushan Parv for all of the Paryushan as well as the Daslakshan Parv. And Shainik Baigala was our scholar every day. And we also did the daily Bhakti program. Again, Anumodana to so many performers that came out from the closet. And we had, 50, 60, 70 odd performers. And on an average, about 12 to 15 performers a day. And we tried to give chance to everybody, but if there was a miss, please forgive us. There were times we had to repeat a performance because of some technical issues. So overall, I think I thoroughly enjoyed those, and the bhakti that flew in, I still cherish, and I took the lab. So we also did live Barsa Sutra program from the temple. Thank you to all the volunteers, and thank you to all the sponsors who helped us make the function and the event go well. And then we did the Tapasvi Bauman. So Anumodana to all the Tapasvis. One of the best songs within US that I can say, the Tapasya is well recognized. Then we also have live darshan going on from the temple. We are using the security cameras and live streaming the Aarti and Mangal Devo. There are times when the system is down and it is a technical issue. Sometimes the power is out, sometimes the internet is on. But thank you to members who you take lab and who reach out to us in case it is not working. And in the end, I also want to extend my anumodana to all the members who have been supporting all the protocols and the guidelines that we have set up in the temple for keeping it safe for you all, and as well as anyone else in the temple. So anumodana to you all. Next is EC Finance, and Amit Jain will walk us through the slides.
Jai Janda everyone. Happy Diwali and thank you for joining today. I hope you all are safe and healthy during this pandemic. And I'm sure many of us picked up new skills like home improvement, food and other improvements, and hopefully when the temple opens up sometime next year, hopefully, we will see some new recipes during our temple events. We all know that due to COVID, we missed a lot of our events this year, like MJK. So today I'm going to cover about 2019 and 2020 expenses in my slides. Talking about 2019 expenses, we planned for $355,000 and actual came around $270,000. Looking into details in the next slide. Building maintenance and site management and EC project, we budgeted about $96,000. Actual came $72,000. Utilities were at par what we planned for. Pujari, we planned for 46,000. Actual came like 41. Some of the expense actually for 2019 we also carried forward to 2020. So that we added to the budget of 2020. Cleaning services, if you see, there's a big drop from $40,000 to $19,000. It's not because the expenses were less. It's because we moved some of the cleaning expenses. If the expense was made, let's say on the temple anniversary, we moved those expenses to the temple anniversary event. Similarly for Swadhyay, line number 8, if the scholar came for the temple event, those expenses we moved to the major event. Let's say if it is for the temple anniversary, they were made attached to the temple anniversary. So that's the reason you see the big jump in major events, item number 6, from $16,000 to $30,000. And you see the reduced expenses for the scholar and cleaning services. Study class expense came around $16,000 for last year. Publications about $5,000. Miscellaneous we planned about $10,000, but actual came like $6,000. And remaining expenses about $2,000, taking us to the total of $270,000. Moving next to slide, talking about 2020 expenses. Based on our learning from 2019, and when we started doing the budget, the COVID just started. We didn't know how the year gonna be. So we came up with a budget of $310,000. It was around March when the pandemic started. Let's take a look into the details. Building and site management, we planned for $70,000. We actually split that. We added a separate line item for EC project, line number 2. So building and site management, we put 70,000 budget based on our learning last year. The actual for the first 10 months is only $27,000. And it's Parthbhai going to share a lot of details later on. We manage the expense very, very tightly during the pandemic. For example, if the waste management, we are not using it while temple is closed, why do we need their service? Why don't we turn it off? So Parth is going to cover that later on. So building maintenance and management, it came $27,000. EC project, about $14,000. Security camera, audio project. And we know that we use that during the pandemic, to do the live darshan. Utilities is at par, whatever we plan. I think we are going not much deviation. Pujariji, if you see, we increased the budget for Pujariji to $57,000. That was because they were unpaid expense for 2019 that we are making payment in 2020. Cleaning services is slightly higher in my opinion. And then the reason is that because of we were keeping temple open, actually we are keeping temple open during pandemic, which requires frequent cleaning of the temple. So that's the reason there's an increase in the cleaning service expense this year. Major events, line item number 6, we spent about $2,000. That was primarily the scholar expenses for the temple anniversary. Minor events, $3,000 we spent is from the first quarter of 2020. Swadhyay, there was no additional expense. Study class, about $5,000. This also includes Prabhavana for the kids who perform during evening prayer that Manish Bhai talked about. Publications, we budgeted about $13,000. And the reason usually the second year of EC, our publication budget goes up because we do the direct reprinting, calendars and all that. But due to COVID, this activity has been pushed out to 2021. And that's the reason the publications, we spend about $1,000. Miscellaneous is about $1,400. That takes it to the total of $141,000 and $160. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to me or You can post on the YouTube. We can always take your question. Moving next. So there were few process improvements that we implemented on the finance side. We went paperless this year for 2020. We started with the paper, but eventually we move everything to paperless. For example, expense reimbursement. You don't have to print the paper now. You don't have to print and give it to me. You can just email it to me with the expense form and your receipts. It will be processed electronically. Vendor invoices, utilities, everything is kept electronically now for starting this year. This helps a lot every year. Otherwise, we have to print everything for every month, reconcile, file it monthly. Now we file it, but everything is electronically. It helps during the tax season. It helps in sharing the documents across the committee as well as with our CPA. We also introduced Zelle last year for the electronic payments. So for the member reimbursement, we try to use Zelle most of the time. Otherwise, we try to use bill pay. Previously, we used to write a lot of checks, and now we just issue a couple of paper check quarterly. So that's a big improvement, I think so. Moving next. Again, it's a reminder that there are multiple ways to donate. This year, we added Venmo during the COVID fundraising in March, April, or May. We preferred Zelle and Venmo. Is just a reminder that please make use of it. It does not cost anything to Temple. Transaction does not get lost anywhere, and it's very easy or very quick for us to apply to their account. PayPal is still available. Credit card payment is still available through PayPal. You can always go to JSGD.org and make a payment. And just an information that PayPal do charge Temple about 2.21% for every payment they process for the Temple. It is a preferred rate. And check and cash similar to what we have previously. Moving next. I would like to pass my special thanks to Prakash Bhai Shah and Chirag Bhai Shah for supporting me in the last 2 years. They made my job easy. I'm really thankful to both of them. Thank you very much, Prakash Bhai and Chirag Bhai. With that, I think, Manish, do I have another slide? Okay, with that, thank you very much. Jai Jindra.
Jai Jinendra, this is Parth. Happy Diwali and Happy New Year. I want to start with I took on facilities role in early March, right about the time that we had the COVID started, and so the goal was to keep the operations and facilities in a good condition, and also to revisit some of the contracts and so that we can obviously either get more better service out of them or get some cheaper prices. And I'm going to kind of going to go one by one. We have about 10 different items, major items that I want to cover. Let's start with the next slide. So, oh yeah, first, is it the first slide? Okay. So the security camera project. Now, this project has been in works for several years. I think there was pretty much most of the groundwork was done. It was waiting on execution. So we acquired the equipment that was proposed in the project, and then engaged the contractor to lay or replace all the wires throughout the main temple building, and that took about 2 months plus to replace all the wires and open out all the outlets so that we can put exactly 16 cameras and connect them into the main DVR that we have placed in the sound room. And the one of the features that we have, or we actually were striving for, was to be able to view and manage the cameras and get the sound from anywhere as long as the internet is operating. And so several EC members have an app on their phones that they can view the goings on around the building or inside the buildings. And this actually, the project came out came out handy, especially this year because of COVID, that we were able to leverage the cameras that we installed, the security cameras that we installed for live darshan. So I'll talk about that in the next topic. The one other thing I want to mention here is um, uh, I want to thank Rajesh and Pritish and several people that kind of instrumental in designing the layout and then kind of coming up with the solutions and in implementing or whenever we ran into issues and so forth. So this was something that is I would consider a major project that we accomplished. The next item. So as you have, I'm sure you noticed that we have live darshan going on since beginning of COVID, when we decided to limit or control the access to the Rasa. Initially, we used a phone to live stream throughout for at least a couple of months until we had the security cameras up and running. It was a uh, static view of the of Gabara. But beyond that, once we have the security camera in, we were able to leverage the current infrastructure, internet infrastructure, and the streaming infrastructure that we have to give several different views of Pratimajis, and also added the live Arti and Mangal Devo in the morning and in the evening to essentially so that people can take lab of that. There have been a couple of hiccups, and I've made several trips to kind of look at those or fix those. But the hiccups were primarily related to power outages or internet outages. And just to be sure, for live darshan, we, except for elbow grease, we really did not have to put in any extra equipment or effort. So it did not add any additional expense for that entire effort. And I thank Rajesh especially and Pritish to help with this entire effort. The next item is Simplex JCI. So Simplex Drenell, which is formerly known as Johnson Controls. We had a contract with them to manage our fire safety systems and maintain our fire safety systems. I started looking at, and this is kind of generally how I look at these contracts, is you have to review it every few years to make certain that they are providing consistent value and good service, or we are getting the best price for those services. So I looked at it and invited a couple of other vendors to competitively bid, and we were able to obtain significant savings for the same services. So the alarm system monitoring is still managed by JCI. However, the maintenance of fire system and sprinkler system um, is awarded to a different company, and this would save us about $2,000 a year, uh, while not getting any while not losing any service. The next item, similar concept. So here the major incentive was not to save money. It was in most part improve service. The contractor that we've had, the service level was very spotty. At times, services were not performed or were billed, but unless there was somebody to really watch them and audit the work, it was no way to essentially hold them accountable. And even there are times where we found them not performing the service, there was no way for us to kind of hold their feet to the fire. So I've hired a different company for that would cost us a little bit more money, but this company is much larger with number of people that a number of employees that provide service. And I so far what I notice is we will have a consistency of the service, and obviously we will be able to save some money by virtue of the services that in the new contract, the new contract includes services that we were paying additional to the older company. So this would also result in some saving while improving the services that we will get. Next page, please. So this is the hot water boiler is something that both boilers died early in May, and one hot water boiler provides the hot water for the temple, and the other one provides the hot water for the peripheral heating system. And so we kind of approached our current service provider, D-Kramer, and they quoted that we should replace both of them, and they quoted about 50,000 plus to do so. So we're going back and forth, and I invited multiple providers to review this, and Rajiv was helpful in kind of evaluating the situation as well, and so by doing so, we were able to repair one that cost us about a couple $1,000, and then the other boiler for the hot water for the peripheral heating system. That is, we've ordered that, and I would say we are looking at installation of that any day. So, but again, in the short term, we've saved about 23,000 in capital costs by spending 2,000 in operating, and that brought up an issue that we've been kind of fighting for a number of years. The current maintenance contractor, D-Kramer, has been doing this work for a while, and I think there was a general theme that every time they came to maintain or look at the inspection, they found major items wrong, and it was just a twice a year occurrence. So and at the same time, they were looking at replacing several things every time, and so it was not necessarily a very they were costing us more money every time they came to maintain or inspect something. So we renegotiated. We have hired a different contractor. Again, here, lot of services that we used to pay as an additional item to D-Kramer now are included in the price of the new company that we've hired. And that is also at about $2,200 savings per year. And the next item is the Wi-Fi. So this was around September, October timeframe, where the Wi-Fi that was installed in Deraser apparently it was on the software to manage it was on a subscription based. So I think the initial subscription period ended, and the provider, the software company, wanted us to pay close to $2,000 a year to renew the contract to be able to use the software. So with help of Rajesh Jain, we acquired a new and modern Wi-Fi access points and hubs that really cost us about $1,000, and there is no subscription involved. So yearly savings here is about $1,000, and obviously we will not be held. We will not have to pay any subscription to anybody. And then this one other item, it's a minor item. This was literally happened in March, where the walk-in freezer had been out and was not functioning. So we got a repair company come in and fix that pretty quickly, and so the freezer is operational. So these are, again, major items that I have. Obviously, if you have any questions on other items, I'll be happy to answer those. Manish.
Thank you, Amit. Thank you, Parth. Oh, sorry. For your presentations. If there are questions, please put them on the chat forum and we'll pick them up. And then one way or the other, we'll try to address those. So that said, I just want to make a few more announcements on behalf of committee members. Temple hours, which are temporarily actually until we are behind, until the COVID-19 is behind us. So one is morning, we're keeping the temple open every day, weekends and weekdays, 10 a.m. to 12:30, and in the evenings at 6 to 8 p.m. It's limited, little odd, but we are doing it for reasons. Please follow the protocols in the newsletter and CDC State of Michigan guidelines. And then every now and then we are publishing, what's expected out of the members if they're visiting the temple. Please follow those. And it is for your safety. It is for everyone else's safety. And we can all, do it together. Now, mask, just reiterating, mask inside the temple is a must. And then please do not socialize. Maintain your social distancing and no socializing, please. That would keep you safe and everyone else safe. We have a sign-in sheet that please sign up when you visit the temple. That is also helpful for us for contact tracing. So with that, the next item is please do not leave anything in the temple like pictures or murtis or books or frames. There have been occasions where people come in and then drop things off without any discussion. And, we don't want to do any harm or any ill feelings to the things that are left behind. But please do not leave them without any discussion with a committee member. And then last is we are always looking out for volunteers. We always need them. And if there's anybody who has any thought, any desire, please step up and let any one of us know. And we thank you in advance for doing that. And if you have any questions on membership, newsletter, or anything else, let us know. One thing very quickly, we are not publishing the directory and the calendar this year. What we're going to do is the directory is being updated. It is mostly done. We'll use that for the next printing, but we'll do it next year. As far as the calendar goes, we will put them online. We'll put the calendar online. Naveen Jain is working, our secretary is working on it with various subcommittees and committees. And once it's ready, we will put them online this year. And we will also email or one way or the other share that with you. So it's not going to be a physical print, but if you want to see, you can always print it yourself, at least for this year. That said, if there are any questions, please let us know. Otherwise, our next discussion is study class. So Himesh or Manish or whoever is, please pick it up. Himesh, are you on the call? Manish? Okay, let me walk you through the study class presentation then. The 2020 overview, it was a challenging year for study class, but they have been doing it virtually. It's not a physical class. And the virtual class started back in April, and it's been successful. I hope nobody has any issues. But basically, total 8 classes. They use Google Teams link, and teachers are online, students are online. We also have YJA link set up in collaboration with them, and so hope you're able to take use of that and lab. And Google Classrooms have been set up as a platform for homework and the classwork. So if there are any questions, you can always reach out to the teachers as well. But I hope it's going through. And the use of Google Classroom is similar to what they do in public schools. And so hope you're familiar and hope there are no issues or hiccups. We have 128 registered students, pre-KG to 12th grade, and with 24 teachers and 12 volunteers. So anmodana to them. Teachers are always, recognized and then thank. I mean, we cannot thank them enough for the dedication and commitment that they have. We also do study class for the adults, and that goes in parallel with the Pathshala. And then we have 136 lifetime sponsors with $1,001 each. Classes begin at the 4-year-old students and up to high school. So if you're not enrolled, please take lab. Reach out to any of the committee members, study class volunteers, and whoever you can approach. Study class 2020 events and achievements. We did the Sutra and Stavan recital, 80 participants, and it was a very well organized event, and a lot of hard work by the students and teachers. So anmodana to them, and sincere pranam to the teachers. Essay competition. Deadline is 31st of December. Please submit your essays. Tapovan Shivir. We had that in July, I believe, and we had it with Houston Pathshala. So it was a kind of a multi-sung, organized Tapovan. We were part of that Shibir, and 28 participants from Detroit. So anmodana to the students. I hope you were able to take lab. Rather, I'm quite sure you were able to take lab. Paryushan Tapasya by study class students. So as also mentioned in EC presentation earlier, there were 45 students who performed the evening prayer, and then in the Paryushan time, there were students who did the tapasya. So a lot of commitments and hard work by the students, and then goes beyond the words how thankful I am to be part of this society. Then nothing goes complete without applauding the teachers, their talent and their commitment. Name the teachers, which is my pleasure to name them actually, is Avni Ben Shah and Abhilasha Ben Shah for grade 1. Mona Bora, Kavita Ben Shah and Purvi Ben Shah for grade 2. Prachi Ben Shah and Ankit Bhai Shah for grade 3. Sunita Ben Shah and Rishabh Bhai Mehta and Birvi Ben Shah for grade 4. Birva Ben Shah, sorry. Tapti Ben Shah and Mega Ben Shah for grade 5. Neeral Ben Shah and Anuja Ben Shah for grade 6. Kekin Bhai Sheth and Manish Bhai Zaveri, Chakriti Ben Patriwala for grade 7. Jeet Bhai Sangvi, Ketur Bhai Doshi, Jay Shahand, Hitali Lodaya for grade 8, and Pinal Bhai Shah for adults. So Bahut Anmodana and pranam to you all teachers for your dedication and hard work. Study class volunteers. For the setup, Chirag Shah always there, and Dipin Bhai Shah always there. For the food, Rashnab and Parekh and Pratiksha Ben Shah. Jain Bucks and Gifts, Himali Doshi. Website, Kamal Jain and Kamlesh Shah. Registration, Dirali Lathia. Administration, Himesh Shah, Praveen Bhai Shah and Manish Shah. Guidance from our Guruji, Mahendra Bhai Shah, and cleanup is Dharmin Bhai and Joy volunteers and every other volunteer. So next is by the Joy. One of the Joy students gonna be doing the talk. I will mute myself and start sharing.
Manish and Cole, can you start from the beginning? Okay, thank you so much. So, Jai Jinendra, everyone. My name is Vandan Shah. I'm your Joy president. I'll be joined by Priya Shah, who's also one of our board members. First of all, we want to say Happy Diwali and Sal Mubarak to everyone. Thank you for supporting Joy and everything that we do. And today is going to be our annual Joy Diwali presentation, and we're going to cover all the things that we covered in the last year, as well as our future plans for this upcoming year. And you can go to the next slide.
So first, we just want to introduce our new board for this year. So our president is Vandan, our vice president is Ruhin, our treasurer for this year is Krishi. I'm Priya, the public relations officer. Aryan is our publications officer. Adiva Jain is our media manager. Bhanu is our community service director, and our advisors for this year are Ketan Uncle, Richanti, and Meghanti.
So here you can see some of our purpose of joy and what our goals are for each and every year. So obviously, the first main goal is to build the essence of Jainism socially and spiritually within the Jain youth community. So we work with study class and with YJA now to kind of make sure that we create a network for young Jains to feel motivated and obviously grow closer to Jainism. The second purpose is to nurture future leaders for the Jain Society of Greater Detroit. So we work closely with EC and BOT on some of our events, and we are based within the society, and we want to give back as much as we can. The third goal is to assist the JSGD with all of our major events, and as you can see throughout the years, we've done that with our separate joy segments.
And then just to add on to that, another purpose of Joy is to always ensure that we're giving back to both our temple and the local community around us. And we accomplish this through different volunteer events. And then we also want to make sure that everyone in Joy feels a part of the community that we've created. And we accomplish this through different bonding events throughout the year.
So looking back at the last year, we'll just highlight some of the major events that we did for 2019 through 2020. So last year around this time, we had our Joy Live Rangoli and holiday card making, followed by our Thanksgiving breakfast in Nokarjap. That event, we successfully raised over $25,000 with the help of all of you, so thank you so much for giving back to Joy. In December of 2019, we had our lock-in and our annual holiday drive. That year we chose to give back toys. In the January 2020, we partnered with the Abhi Shah Foundation and the Methodist Children's Society to give back with another volunteer event. We had our annual winter camp in February, which was a lot of fun for our Joy members to interact and volunteer and kind of, grow closer. March 2020, we had our Vista Maria volunteer event.
So after COVID hit in May, Joy did a virtual senior games and trivia night along with a Mother's Day celebration. And then in June, we had our first ever Joy virtual concert in which many members and study class students participated. And thanks to everyone's help, we were able to raise over $10,000 for the temple. And then in August, we had our board election. And in September, we did a virtual general body meeting where we talked about Joy's goals for the year. And then we played some games with everyone. We also had Teachers Day this year where all of the Joy members logged on to the study classes that day and taught those specific classes. It went really well, and it was a good way for us to give back to our study class teachers.
So these are the tentative events planned for this upcoming year. We're working really closely with regulations to see how we can kind of get these events sorted up online. So November 2020, so for right now, we have a Rangoli competition and virtual Nolkar Jepul we have on Thanksgiving. The next events are to be determined with the exact dates, but we're planning on having a virtual lock-in, a community service event. We're still up in the air about winter camp and how that will go, and we're planning to have a senior citizen activity as we do every single year in March 2021, but we'll probably have that be a virtual event.
To continue on, these are more spring events that we still don't have all the details for, just because we're waiting to see what the situation is with COVID at the time. But if everything works out, we want to participate in the Snatar Puja every year, do some sort of Mother's Day celebration, and then either a picnic or a site class graduation, and then also another joy activity in July and elections next year.
This is something that we really wanted to touch on as we recently updated our bylaws. So one of the two major changes has that all executive board members must attend at least 25% of Joy and Study class and 25% of Joy events. We changed this deadline. We changed the requirement from earlier just so we can have active participation within study class and Joy, as study class is an integral part of Joy. Without study class, there would be no Joy. Another updated bylaw is that one must be a Joy member with dues paid before August 15th to be eligible to vote, except for new upcoming Joy members. This is just so we can have our memberships updated and have our accounts updated before the elections occur, just so we can have all members registered and have their dues paid.
So just to summarize some of our goals for this year, we want to make sure that we have collaboration between the board itself and the board and all of the Joy members, as well as instilling Jane values in all of our members and creating friendships and relationships with all of our Joy groups. And then we also want to make sure that we are offering opportunities for any members to take up leadership positions in any events that we have.
These are some of the pictures of our previous Joy events. The first one was our lock-in event where we all sat around and we actually built blankets for a YJ initiative called Blankets for Bhavanas. So that was really exciting for us to work with YJ on a nationwide initiative. The second picture, you can see us at the Thanksgiving no card job where Joy members dressed up as waiters and waitresses, and we made the food as well as delivered it to everyone. The third event is
Well, then if you're still talking, we cannot hear you. At least I cannot.
It looks like his mic is mute or maybe lost connection.
Please unmute Parth.
I can pick up for a minute if he lost his
Thank you.
connection. So the third picture is from the Vista Maria volunteer event that we had in February. And then these pictures are from last year's events as well. So the one on the bottom left is from the Teachers' Day event, and then the ones on the top are from selling Diwali cards during the annual day program. And this is just another picture of an event that we mentioned earlier about the Joy concert that we had this year. So again, we just wanted to thank all the participants for helping to make this concert a success. And we ended up raising over $10,000. And this was the first time Joy ever had a concert, and we were really happy with how it went. Another picture is from the virtual Teachers' Day event this year, and this is a screenshot from Group 2 and their class during the study class event. We want to wish everyone a very happy Diwali and Happy New Year this year, and we want to again thank everyone for always supporting Joy throughout all of their events.
Happy Diwali and Happy New Year to you as well. Wonderful presentation, Vandan and Priyasha.
Thank you.
It was, I can tell you, the slides that you have put is all from Joy. The presentation is all from Joy. There is no edit in it. But what a wonderful show. With that, and the next is a BOT presentation that would be run by Rahul Manod, sorry. That would be run by Rahul Manod, and he'll be talking next. Rahul, are you online?
I am online. Thank you so much, Manish, and the entire AC team. Enjoy, fantastic job. I'm going to share my screen quickly. Jai Janendra and Pranam, everybody. Happy Diwali and Saal Mubarak to everyone. Hope you had a safe and fun Diwali, spending time with your family. I'm going to go over quickly with all the BOT updates. That includes, nomination committee, Jeevdaya and scholarship committee. We are going to cover everything in one presentation. And there will also be a separate finance section that will be covered by Manish Salecha. With that being said, let's begin. Here's the quick rundown what we plan to cover. I'll reintroduce the 2020 team again, provide the update through the for the year 2020, and talk about a few projects that we have going on. I would sincerely like to thank all the BOT team members. We had a fantastic team. Unfortunately, we could not meet in person this year. Most of our meetings were virtual. Every member stepped up and helped with whatever projects we had going on virtually. So again, thank you everyone from the bottom of my heart. We have 2 outgoing BOT members this year, Smita Ben Sheth and Ashok Bhai Shah. We sincerely, thank you all for the service to the society. I just want to give a brief update for the year 2020, which has been very, very eventful due to the COVID-19 situation. And as like Manish mentioned earlier, our temple has been shut down since March. We have not had any major events. It's been a new normal this year. But with help of our volunteers and donors, we were able to accomplish something that JSGD has done before, but this year it was very, very different. We did fundraising for the state of Michigan and the Gleaners Food Bank as part of the JSGD COVID Relief Initiative. We raised about $40,000. Manish Salecha would go over the numbers once his slide comes up. We had a fantastic response for the Joy concert. I believe the Joy team mentioned we almost raised, almost $11,000 actually. So from the bottom of my heart, thank you for all the volunteers and donors that worked tirelessly for those events. They were very well received. JSGD cannot be, complete without mentioning Guruji. Again, congratulations to Guruji for receiving the Significant Lifetime Achievement Award. We thank you for your service to the society, and we miss you a lot. We wish you good health and stay safe. As part of the program, Joy students and teachers did a concert honoring Guruji. That was a well-received event. Thank you again. I would like to thank our various committees, Constitution nomination team. Constitution committee worked tirelessly the entire year. That's why we were able to see the ballots and everything that came out. Thank you for all the team members in the Constitution team. Same goes for the nomination committee. There'll be a message from the nomination committee chair. I think I want to highlight the EC team this year. I've had a chance to work with this EC team for the last 2 years, 2019 and 2020. I was a treasurer back then. I had a chance to work. I'm going to name specifically Amit Jain here. Amit has done a fantastic job bringing improvements to the various processes, and has worked tirelessly with the BOT team as well to keep us in the loop. Same goes for Parth. Maintenance facilities has been I think a shining example this year. Thank you to Kamlesh as well, who was part of the maintenance team last year. Overall, I think Manish, your team has done a fantastic job, and you've been a great leader. I don't want to ruin the surprise or ruin the thunder that nomination team is going to announce. Your team is continuing next year, but congratulations to your team for doing a good job. And thank you for taking 2 more years to serve the society. It is something amazing you guys are doing. So it's a lot of work. And again, on behalf of JSGD, I thank you all. I have, as I mentioned, as you know, as the theme of the program today, we have been talking about how tough this year has been. This has been tough for lots of families. We did, like I mentioned, we did COVID-19 relief event to support our local community. During the same time, JSGD has been hurting as well. We have lost major fundraising opportunities, such as the Mahavir Janma Kalyanak program, anniversary event. We could not, do the fundraising event. That is our marquee event. We are short on funds. We are, to put it bluntly, we are in the red this year. Our expenses are still, yes, thanks to the EC team, thanks to the BOT treasurer, we are trying to bring down our expenses. But there are certain expenses that may not go away. We have a fundraising imbalance this year. We have more expenses than our income, which you obviously saw in the numbers that were presented by Amit. And you will see the same that in the numbers that Manish is going to present later. I humbly request every JSD member, every family to consider donating at least, a recommended donation of $300, if at all possible. It's a sincere request for, on behalf of, JSGD to all the members, please consider donating to JSGD. It'll come a long way. Moving on, just want to give, again, this is tentative and based on the situation then, this date may change. We're still going to have the same fundraising chair that we had this year. Manish and team, we are still counting on you. The venue is still going to be same. So I think we should wish ourselves good luck that we can have this, hopefully we can have this event and we can all get together and meet. I want to update society on the elephant project. We have not had a great luck with this particular project, unfortunately. The situation due to COVID-19 actually complicated things further. We did receive the elephant statues in February of 2020. However, due to US Department of Agriculture and Customs issues, that shipment was not released to us. There were some wood packaging material issues that they identified, and the shipment was not released. JSGD tried for next several months to reach out to Senator Gary Peters, various public officials to get their help. We even appealed the customs, US customs officials. Finally, they agreed that they will let us receive the elephants. However, our shipping company decided to throw a major charge on us, which is, which was at that time, back in May 2020, $35,000 and counting. This was way beyond our initial budget. We appealed to the shipping company to reduce the charges, given our financial situation. We appealed to them. We are a nonprofit. We rely on our members' donations and pledges. However, the shipping company shipped the elephants back to India without notifying JSGD. All this time, our BOT team, along with some of the society members who are knowledgeable in this matter, have been working tirelessly to reclaim those elephants in India and bring them back here. I can assure the society on behalf of JSGD, BOT team, that we are going to try everything we can to get those elephants back so we can get them installed at our temple and have an event that can get our society members together. Just want to give a quick update on some of the things we are trying to change. Some of the things the way we are trying to work. We are in a, I believe Amit also mentioned this, that we are trying to create electronic records. We are trying to digitize everything. As part of that, every BOT and EC member is required to use their assigned JSGD email addresses for every society business. This is one of the steps towards ensuring when the team change happens, we are handing over proper documentation so we do not have to go look for things in somebody's personal emails or somebody's personal Dropbox. Everything is going to be maintained as maintained. Every document is going to be maintained in the JSGD owned cloud drives. Nothing will be stored on personal computers, and we are working towards that. Similarly, we are also working, that's one of our future projects, is to do website update and bring more information on the website by providing members access to their personal information, how much, what's their outstanding pledge balance, pay donations online, find member information online. So we are working towards that. Stand by for that update. We'll update the society as we move forward with that. One of the most important projects that we had was doing the constitution and bylaw updates. As you can see my screen, we have a total of 1,134 voting eligible members. However, only 646 of those members responded. Yes, we did meet the quorum. Yes, of those 646 members that responded, we got an overwhelming approval for our bylaws and constitution amendments. I sincerely thank those members who responded and took the time to review the documents, ask questions to us. But again, I sincerely urge every society member, please participate in various JSGD initiatives. Please provide your input. We are there to listen to you. We are there to take your feedback. We will do our best to answer your questions. But a society cannot be successful if barely 50% of our members are responding. I understand everyone is busy. Everyone is get a lot of emails, but our future depends on on you responding and you participating in these various initiatives, various projects. So again, I sincerely urge everyone to please look at this number and let's do something about it. I'm happy to answer any questions if any members have about any of these constitution and bylaw updates and the procedure. Again, you can send an email to the bot@jsgd.org for any questions. Any BOT member will be able to answer your questions. Again, or you can find my number in the directory and call me. I'll be glad to talk to any member. Next up, Manish Salecha would be doing the finance update. Go ahead, Manish. You can unmute yourself.
Hello, everyone. Jai Janendra, everyone, and Happy New Year. So this is Manish Salecha, Beauty Chairman, and thanks to the Amit Jain and Prakash Shah to help me out with this treasure sheet. Rahul, can you move to next? Rahul? Okay. Like Rahul mentioned, we are in need of donation. We really made we really got really less donation than the average what we've been getting last few years. These are the several ways we can make the donations, and how Amit and Rahul both mentioned, the preferred way is Zelle and Venmo, where our society, we don't have to pay any charges. And then we do accept checks, PayPal, cash, and rest. Can you move next? Here's the total contribution we received this year so far is 132,000, and that's the total pledges, and total received is around 65,000, and we still have outstanding of 67,000. And we will have a detailed is coming up, and we have BOT expenses of around 77,000. I'll move next. So here are total the nature, with the nature, all the donation were collected. The Joy 101, that doesn't include the Joy concert, that's gonna be in general donation. An anniversary event, we received around 15,000. For COVID, it was around 40,000, which 20,000 went to Gleaners and 20,000 state of Michigan. For membership, we collected 2,100. For FRD, the donation, we have $3,600 for 2020. And, besides that, we did have actually event didn't happen this year. So everything what we did for FRD so far, anything money spent last year or this year, we would be able to reuse the next year. Total general donation was 33,000. That include 11,000 from the Joy. HTHY, Help Temple, Help Yourself was 1,300. Hindi Puja 300. Jeevdaya was around 9,000, and Merutaras 700. Paryushan, we had 24,000, and study class around 2,900. So total is around 132,000. Now the BOT expenses, yeah, for this year, for FRD, we had a $2,400 we spent, which we would be able to reuse it for the entertainment and Raphael and other stuff. Printing this year was 1,000. Bylaws printing was 2,200. Postage 466. The lifetime award 195. The roof expenses for the roof consultant, it was pending from last year 750. For last year, Michigan governor meeting was 106. Chicago trip, Rahul and Manish, BOT chair and BOT president, when trip was $76. And Chicago Temple donation $100. The laptops for study class and EC was 1,600, and the scholarship project 2,500. HVAC consultation fee was 2,100. That's supposed to be this year project. We would be doing probably in coming years for HVAC. Now legal fee, we paid 1,088. For elephant puja expenses 389 for last year, and elephant foundation we did earlier this year for elephant was 22,000. Then again, those donation for COVID-19 was 19,000, and donation for Gleaners was 20,000. Totally expenses are 77,250. Rahul, can you move next? So here's our finances. The savings so far Temple have in Fidelity, we have 1,454,000, and the balance in Chase banks are 120,000. So total close to 1,600,000. These are the last year financial for 2019. Our balance sheet. the assets and liabilities. Basically assets. So last year we had the total the assets, the bank Fidelity and the banks were 1,554,000. Then our property, the land of temple, the valuation for those are 125,000. The society house 39,000. The building of temple is almost 6 million. For society house is 300,000, and building improvements, what we have spent so far is last year was 300,000, and the roof repair 116,000. The parking lot improvement we have done for 300,000. The furniture and fixtures worth 160,000, and equipments are 85,000. So the including our funds and this, we are at almost 7.5 million. If we, after reducing the depreciation, is the net property is 3,338,000. This is deposit for FRD we have is for 2024. So what we paid so far is 6,000 for 2020 FRD, which we can still use in 2021. Temple decoration 14,000, and other receivable is 22,000, and loan receivable 7,500. Now we have the liabilities are, we have a $2,000 for member loan and tax withholding for 2249. So that's, and then our tax. So the total liabilities net and net assets are 4,942,000. Okay, these are our this is our statement of activity and changes in net assets for last year 2019. So we have contribution and donation was 369,000. Total program and other support revenue. This is the total of that last year done, and then our dividend income for is 2,283. Interest income 35,000. So total last year income was 400,000. Then our program expenses total about 215,000. The support services we have done last year was the project Scholar, Yatra and Travels. Scholar was 8,969, Yatra Travel 8,700. FRD anniversary and production expenses was 77,000. Study class and youth expenses 15,000, and donation were 19,954. So the total of expenses are 131,258, and total supporting service expenses 131,254, and total of expenses 346,617. Then our revenue other expenses 61,114, depreciation 209,324. So the total change in our net assets was down by 148,210. Net assets on December 31st, 2018 was 5,086,000, and end of the last year was 4,938,000. Rahul, can you move to next?
I think Manish, we are all set. Thank you so much.
Right. Thank you, everyone.
Yep. Thank you. Next, we're going to hear a message from the nomination team. So here is a message from the nomination chair, Pratik Bhai Shah.
My name is Pratik Shah. On behalf of the entire nomination committee, I sincerely like to thank all of you for trusting all nomination committee members and assigning us the task of nominating the appropriate candidate for EC and BOT positions for 2021-2022. after very careful consideration and the due diligence, we are happy to let you all know that the nomination committee has identified and finalized the upcoming EC and BOT positions without any conflict or any elections. Before I announce the name of new EC and BOT members, I would also like to take this opportunity to thank my entire nomination committee members for their time, insight, and hard work to put this EC and BOT team together to serve our society. Our team members were Mamta Maheshwari, Vinit Shah, Ketan Shah, and Sanjay Bhandari. I would like to once again thank them for their time, their hard work, and their dedication to serve the society. So having said that, now it's a time to go ahead and announce the new EC committee members. I will start with the president, Manish Jain. Vice president will be Sunita Jain. Finance officer, Ankur Jain. Secretary, Naveen Jain. Publication officer, Rahul Haria. Director for the food service, Geeta Shah. And director for facilities will be Parth Shah. We also have the BOT team members. I will start with BOT chairperson Rajiv Shah, vice chairperson Manish Salecha, trustee Rahul Munod, and another trustee will be Biren Shah. We have two new open positions for BOT that we filled up with a very good two committee members. One is Himesh Shah as a new trustee for 3-year term, along with Rachna Parak for 3-year term. And lastly, Manish Jain as an EC president will be on the board of trustee also. So once again, thank you very much. Wish you all Happy New Year and a great thing to come ahead. Thank you. My name is Pratik Shah.
Thank you so much, Pratik Bhai. Here is the 2021 BOT team. I would like to welcome, Rachna Parak and Himesh Shah to the team. Congratulations to Rajiv Shah for taking up the role of the BOT chairman, and Manish Salecha for taking up the role of vice chairman. Our new members, Rachna and Himesh, have been volunteering at JSGD for many, many years. You all know Himesh is part of the study class. He leads the study class. Rachna is an active volunteer and supports the study class as well. So congratulations and welcome to the team. Thank you to Smita Bain and Ashok Bhai again for serving the society as part of BOT members for last 3 years. This is the outgoing EC team. Obviously, the new members are almost the same, except, again, thank you to Amit Jain for being a finance officer and, Abhishek Jain for publications. We have new finance officer, Ankur Jain and Rahul Haria. I'm going to go quickly and I'm going to try and wrap up the presentation with small updates from Jeev Daya committee. Thank you to the Jeev Daya team, Hemant Bhai, Bhupendra Bhai, Niranjan Bhai, Nutan Bhai, and Prakash Bhai. Thank you so much for leading this committee and raising awareness about Jeev Daya at JSGD. The team has raised about $8,900 for the year 2020. $7,000 would be sent through the Ram Roti Foundation to India. The remaining balance would be donated to various Jeev Daya related causes in the US. Thank you everyone who donated, and we will publish the donor list later. A quick update from the education and scholarship team. Again, thank you to Bhupendra Bhai Shah, Hemant Bhai Shah, Smita Bin Koradia, and Pradeep Bhai Modi for taking up this role. This is a fantastic initiative to support needy students. Typically, the scholarship is granted to students whose family income is less than $75,000. We have already identified a student this year, and the student's name is kept anonymous. If anybody needs any further details on that, feel free to reach out to the education and scholarship team. There is also an interest-free loan program for foreign students of Indian origin, especially Jain students. We have already identified a student for the fall 2021, and that student will be supported on arrival. I want to just give a quick update around Jaina. Myself and Manish Jain, so one of the things we tried to do this year was to learn from different societies how they do business so we can improve JSGD as well. As part of that, me and Manish visited the Chicago Jain Sangh, try to understand how do they do their expenses, how do they manage their maintenance, what do they do with their maintenance, how do they run the society in general, what are their challenges. We learned a lot. We are slowly implementing some of those practices. As part of this, the next step is the Jaina Center Liaison Committee. Every BOT chair and the EC president or a member or a BOT member or EC member can be part of this committee. This committee is chaired by Vipul Shah, who is also a BOT member at the Chicago Sun. This committee has been able to share excellent ideas on various subjects, such as how to do pollution program during the pandemic. How are people handling queries from members around finances? Lots of other interesting topics. So Jaina has been very helpful to us around that aspect. So I would like to thank our Jaina directors, Jinan Shah, Pritish Shah, and Manish Bhai Mehta for representing JSGD in the capacity of directors. Jaina has ran several initiatives. One of them is the Chromebook initiative, where Chromebooks were collected and donated to needy students, especially during this pandemic when everybody is in online study mode. I will not cover every slide of Jaina here, but again, if anybody has questions around that, feel free to ask me or reach out to any of the Jaina directors. I will turn it over to Manish. Thank you so much.
Thank you, BOT committee members, for their presentation. And with that, what we will do now is open the Q&A forum, or general body so-called. So if you have been posting the questions, we'll pick them up now or try to answer them later. We also have Pujari ji and Kiran Bain in the temple, and we'll do live Aarti and Mangal Devo from there. With that, Rahul and I will take up any of your questions. So do we have any questions online, Parth?
So far, everybody is, there are no questions. It's mostly Happy Diwali and New Year's wish.
Yeah, so thank you all, and we wish you all the same. Please stay safe and stay connected. With that, I'll go on a mute, little pause to bring Pujari ji and Kiran Ben live for Aarti and Mangal Devo.
हेलो हाँ जी, मैं प्रगटाती हूँ आरती, 2 मिनट। हाँ 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 क्या पारी बुला पड़ेगा। चल चल नम्रत बोलो नम्रत
घंटी कैसे आहे नमो नमो रथ सिद्धाचार्योपाध्याय सर्वसाधुभ्य जय जय आरती आदि जिनंदा नाविरहा मारुदेवी को नंदा पहली आरती पूजा कीजे नर भव पामिने लाहो लीजे दूसरी आरती दीन दयाड़ा दुलवा मंडप मां जग अजवाड़ा तीसरी आरती त्रिभुवन देवा सुर नर इंद्र करे तोरी सेवा चौथी आरती चौगति चूरे मन वांछित भल शिव सुख पूरे पंचमी आरती पुण्य उपाया मूल चंदे ऋषभ गुण गाया जय जय आरती आदि जिनंदा नावीर मरुदेवी को नंदा नावीर मरुदेवी को नंदा नमो सिद्धाचार्योपाध्याय सर्वसाधुभ्य दीवो रे दीवो प्रभु मंगलिक दीवो आरती उतारण बहु चिरंजीवो शोभामणो गर पार्वती वाड़ी अंबर खेले अमरा दीपाल भणे एने कुल अजवाड़ी भावे भक्ते विघ्न निवारी दीपाल भणे एने एकलिकाड़े आरती उतारी राजा कुमार पाड़े अमगर मंगलिक तुम गर मंगलिक मंगलिक चतुर्विधि शांगन हो जो दीवो रे दीवो प्रभु मंगलिक दीवो आरती उतारण बहु चिरंजीव आरती उतारण बहु चिरंजीव बोलो श्री महावीर स्वामी भगवान की जय पार्श्वनाथ भगवान की जय आदेश्वर भगवान की जय जिन शासन देव की जय आयुष ने तुम्हारा जिनवर कर जो आश पूरी हमारी नव्यो भव पार महरो तुम विन जगमा सारले कौन महरी गायो जिन राज आजे हरख अधिक थी परम आनंदकारी पायो तुम दर्शनाशे भव भय भ्रमणा नाथ सर्वे हमारी भव भव भव
Jai Jinesh. Looks like there was a pause in the audio from the temple, but we had most of it. Michami Dukram for that. Other than that, if you have any questions, please reach out to anyone. Rahul has mentioned bot@jsgd.org. Same thing for the EC. It is ec@jsgd.org. or you can call any one of us. With that, we'd like to end the program here. Again, happy Diwali and Saal Mubarak to you all. Please stay safe, and if there's anything else we can do for you, let us know. With that, Jai Jinan and Pranam. Bye.
Thank you, Manish. Again, Michami Dukadam to everyone. If we said something during the year, hurt anyone's feeling, Michami Dukadam. Stay safe, happy holidays. And again, thank you to all the volunteers who have been working tirelessly. Appreciate your help. Thank you.
And just for the announcement, we have a joy program for the Thanksgiving, and with the Rangoli program. And so please stay tuned on that. It would be through our WebEx call. Thanks and bye.